Have you ever been in a circumstance where you thought other people didn't value you? Have you ever had an excellent idea, finished a task successfully, or done something genuinely beneficial for others, and then not been given credit for it? I understand this is difficult to handle. Regretfully, people sometimes choose to ignore or act as though they are unaware of your genuine value, even when you behave morally, act in everyone's best interests, and make yourself available to others. In fact, you may become discouraged and find it difficult to turn things around if you persist in trying to win over people who don't think highly of you. It's definitely not a good feeling, and it gets worse when it involves a partner, family member, or other close acquaintance. According to Stoic philosophy, we should not expect recognition from others because it is beyond our control, and such recognition may not occur. Therefore, you should not wait long because this will only make you frustrated. However, what if I told you that there is a way to gain more recognition and become a priority in one's life? In fact, this is very possible if you understand and practice it. You can maintain your position at the top of someone's list by taking certain actions. You can ensure that the people you care about always see you as the top priority in their lives by following these 9 steps. Now that you are aware of the problem, it is time to change your strategy. Before we begin, it's a good idea to watch this video to the end because each step is important to changing the way you relate to the people in your life and putting yourself first. 1. Make people afraid they'll lose you. Instill the worry that you'll disappear. This is among the most effective psychological strategies you can employ to get someone to prioritize you. People are often more driven by the fear of losing something than the possibility of gaining it. So if you want someone to think highly of you, you have to instill fear of losing you in them. To do this, start emotionally removing yourself from them. Stop confiding in them and start balancing your time with other people. This will give them the impression that they are not as important to you. It's a very effective method, but you have to use caution when using it because if you distance yourself too much, they might give up on trying to win you back. For example, someone who works for a company and puts a lot of time and energy into his work, but he never uses it to determine his worth as a person. He never forgot that everything in this world was transient and subject to disappearance at any moment. He was informed one day that he could potentially lose his job due to a company downsizing. He adopted a Stoic mindset and started to analyze the situation calmly. He keeps looking for other opportunities and remains adaptable, able to make any changes. In this instance, the Stoic philosophy helps him stay calm and prepared to face life's challenges without being overwhelmed by fear or anxiety about losing his job. This is an illustration of how the Stoic philosophy can assist people in maintaining sobriety and evaluating loss objectively in each circumstance. 2. Avoid being constantly accessible. Available. The phrase quality over quantity is often used to describe various aspects of life, including relationships. If your goal is to be someone's priority, you may need to reduce your availability. The more available you are, the more likely you are to be taken for granted. This doesn't mean you should only be available when it's convenient for you. On the other hand, if you regularly adjust and make space for others, it's time to prioritize yourself. By communicating to them that you have a life outside of theirs and that you are not just waiting for them, you will make their lives better. We can learn from the story of a young man who always put his friends first, day and night, whenever they needed help. He was always ready to give his time to his friends. He was always there when his friends needed something. But as time goes by, he realizes that he is needed only when his friends need his help, without considering his presence. Therefore, he implemented Stoic philosophy. He doesn't disappear and doesn't stop helping his friends, but he prioritizes his time for his own life. He will continue to help others only if he really has the time and it suits his mindset. And in the end, when other people realize that they have their own lives and do not depend on other people, then their presence and help is greatly appreciated. This creates a balance between personal life and other people. 3. Keep things mysterious. In the world of relationships, people are drawn to the enigmatic and mysterious attraction to the unknown because it can be alluring and tends to make people feel more connected. If you want to be prioritized, it helps to be a little mysterious. Drop hints about your interests and hobbies without giving away too much information, but don't reveal everything about yourself right away. To keep people interested and wanting to know more about you, respond to questions in a general way and don't go into too many details about your life. There is a story of someone who is bored with his current life. He is well off and already has everything, but he still felt that something was missing in his life. Then one day he decided to go somewhere he had never been before. He went alone without anyone knowing him. There, he enjoyed the natural beauty and culture. He chatted with many people he had met for the first time. He felt happiness that he had never felt before. He not only found the mystery he was looking for, but he also felt more confident and appreciated his life more deeply. This story illustrates that the search for mystery and excitement is not only a physical journey, but also a journey of self-discovery and understanding its true value. 4. Let them make an investment in you. This is a sensitive step that you should take carefully and sparingly, as you want to encourage people to come closer to you rather than alienate them. Think about the following. Who is more likely to value you highly? Someone who has made a significant investment in you or not? The answer is clear. If you want someone to see you as a priority, you need to allow them to invest in you. This can be done in their time. You can also demonstrate how valuable your time is by declining invitations you know you won't be able to attend. Refuse to be available at all times and make them wait. This attitude will send the message that you're not just anyone, and they need to make more effort to win your time. This will make them see you as a challenge and start to prioritize you again. Remember that you need to use this technique moderately for it to work. Don't go overboard, or the result may end up being the opposite of what you desire. 5. Prioritize your needs. This doesn't mean being selfish, what this implies. Just keeping yourself out of a situation where you're not a priority is the definition of prioritizing your needs. For example, why would you want to be close to someone if you know they won't treat you the way you deserve? You raise your chances of being regarded as a priority by surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals. It's critical to keep in mind that you are only in control of your own feelings, not those of others toward you. Make sure you put yourself first in your own life if you want to be someone else's priority. In a small village, there lived a young man who was diligent and hardworking. His hobby is playing music. He is known to be kind and is considered helpful by others. He always helps whenever someone asks for his help, to the point that he doesn't have time for himself, even if it's just to work on his hobby, namely, playing music. He felt happy being able to help others, but one day he realized that he had forgotten himself because he always put others before himself. Because of this, he made changes to himself and began to prioritize himself, including his hobby of playing music. He prioritizes his time for himself without forgetting other people. He felt more happiness and calm. This does not make him selfish, but rather prioritizes everything in the right place. 6. Don't make them the center of your life. You may have heard the saying, the grass is always greener. However, it actually represents people's tendency to be more fascinated with what they don't have. This also applies to interpersonal relationships, so these emphasize that you should keep this wisdom in mind when dealing with other people. Do you know that people are often drawn to things they cannot achieve? Is it true that the more one feels they need to work for something more, they want it? You must maintain a certain amount of space in order to pique people's interest. Your presence will communicate to them that you are not without hope, and they will eventually come to value you. 7. Give up starting conversations all the time. Maybe it's time to take a step back if you often start conversations with the people closest to you. This may seem counterproductive, But shouldn't you be the one to initiate the conversation if you want to be a priority in their life? Others start to look down on you when you always start conversations. They become accustomed to your efforts and start to consider you less important. So what's the alternative? Stop trying to start a conversation and observe what happens. If someone really wants to connect with you, they will make the effort to do so. Marcus Aurelius was one of the renowned emperors of the Roman Empire and also a famous Stoic philosopher. Throughout his life, he faced many challenges and difficulties, but he always strove to live according to Stoic philosophy and apply it to his decisions and actions. One of Marcus Aurelius's famous quotes is, "Control what you can control, accept what you cannot." Marcus Aurelius is a classic example of applying Stoic philosophy in everyday life and in the context of a life filled with challenges and uncertainties. He demonstrated patience, resilience, and profound thinking, thus becoming one of the revered emperors in his story and a role model for Stoic philosophy. 8. Create your own happiness. It's important to create your own happiness and not rely on other people's happiness if you want to be a priority in their lives. While having someone we can rely on to cheer us up is great, relying too much on them can leave us disappointed. Additionally, when we depend on others to be happy, we are not truly living our lives. Instead, we follow their priorities and agenda, which can lead to hostility. It's important to prioritize your own happiness if you want to be someone else's top priority. Creating our own happiness independently can lead us to a happy life and attract the attention of others, even the people we desire. This reflects the Stoic philosophy of emotional regulation and independence in building our own happiness. In the long run, this will not only make you happier, but it will also make you appear more confident and balanced, which will attract others to you. 9. Be willing to walk away. Although leaving someone we care about can be unsettling, it's a crucial step in demonstrating that you're not afraid to leave. By doing this, you are letting people know that you won't accept anything less than what you deserve. When you're with the right person, you'll automatically feel important and want to be in their life. Never forget that it is your responsibility to act morally and that this is something you can control. As such, you must be aware of the fact that others will view your actions as morally correct. It will also make you feel good about doing this. Never assume that you will always be valued for who you deserve, or that you will always be acknowledged by others. When you give it time, people will come to you naturally because you are deserving of their attention. Is commonly understood to mean being willing to let go of things that are out of our control and not worthy of our time or mental effort. We've all had moments in our lives when we felt ignored or undervalued. But it's important to remember that every person's journey in life is different, and other people's priorities may not reflect our true worth. Rather than letting these situations affect our self-esteem, we can use these moments as opportunities for personal growth. The key is to prioritize ourselves, taking care of our happiness and well-being. You can and should give yourself the priority you deserve, even when others don't prioritize you. Eventually, people will start to notice and treat you with the respect you deserve. This is self-determination and compassion, not selfishness. By doing this, we can create healthier relationships, make decisions that are more aligned with our goals, and live more meaningful and rewarding lives. Thank you for being with me on this video. Don't forget to tell me in the comments column which of the options below will become part of your routine. I'm so excited to share this with you. I hope you enjoy this video and stay excited about your day. I am grateful to be part of our community here. See you in the next video, and in the meantime, try implementing these steadfast practices. Stay amazing, and see you again.